Hello there, World of Tankers. I'm Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the WT off Panzer IV. This is the Tier 9 German tank destroyer. In fact, the most played tank destroyer in World of Tanks Blitz, sitting at 2.3 million battles. This is the second most played tank in the game, overtaking the T-92E1. So very, very impressive. So I was thinking about the tank, and a lot of people always ask me, what gun do you like better? I personally like the Kanonen, or I like the big gun. So in today's video, we're going to be comparing both of the guns. The Kanonen L61, which is an extremely accurate, in fact, one of the most accurate 12.8 centimeters in the game, with 0.299 dispersion. DPM is great at 2800, aiming time, everything is way up there. And comparing it to the more fun derp gun that has a little bit more DPM, but aiming time is actually, wow, I didn't realize that aiming time is exactly the same for both guns. So that's extremely impressive, but dispersion quite a bit worse. So you're going for either derp or you're going for accuracy and a little bit less damage. So I'm going to be comparing both of the guns in today's video, as I said, and letting you know which one I do like better. So of course, if you do like this type of content, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below, especially because I do a lot of polls on the channel, and you guys can vote on what polls you want to see next. If the T54E2 does come out, which I'm hoping is just in a couple hours from when I'm recording this and you guys are seeing this, hopefully, it should be coming out on Friday for me, and then I will be doing a giveaway for that tank, so keep your eyes peeled. But here we go, we're starting off, of course, with the big long gun, which is actually kind of funny, because the longer gun does less damage. You'd think that this is the same gun that the grill has, but no, it's actually not. So there are a couple advantages with this gun and disadvantages. Gun depression over the front are only 5 degrees, where I think the other gun actually has like 8 or 9 degrees over the front. However, if you're using the WT with the 640 damage gun, if you try and turn your turret to the side like this, you actually can't aim it up, which is something that this gun can do quite a bit of. So there are actually quite a few advantages when running this gun that you wouldn't get with your normal 640 damage gun. So here we go, we are in position already, and this is an excellent camo rating. You actually, I think, have a little bit better camo rating with this turret because it makes your profile a little bit sleeker, but you can see like that accuracy is amazing on the aiming time and everything. So let's keep an eye on the enemy team and see what they are doing. Because, of course, you're not supposed to play this tank very, very aggressive, especially not with this gun. I actually play the other gun very, very aggressive, but that's not the whole purpose of the gun on this tank. But there you go, an excellent tap straight into the roof of the Tiger II there. Extremely surprised that even connected, but you know what? That's the whole point of the Kanonen on this tank, and that's what makes it so excellent. So again, you can see it aims very high with this. I'm just very not used to that since I do run the WT with the big gun on it. So we got this VK100 who does look like he wants to pull up here. Now, I'm not going to shoot this guy until he does drive all the way up. You know, let's just tap him in the turret. There you go. Nice tap for 437 damage. We did get detected, but that's not the end of the world. We're just going to wait for our camo to reset, and we will be all good to go. So our Yag Tiger just got deleted from the map there, so that's not necessarily the best, but I'm just going to wait patiently. I'm expecting that Tortoise or somebody to pull over the ridge here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be. We got that T-2064. Nice tap into him there for 480. And you can see that this tank is extremely deadly when played in the correct scenario. So we got that guy, finish him off, the T-2064. We've got the VK pulling out the Conqueror over to the side. So let's see maybe if we can tap that VK. Lower plate, yes, there you go, 500 damages there, not even detected. So you can see that this tank is super deadly with either gun you do mount on it. So let's see if we can, well, actually, he did get us, but not what I'm guessing he wanted to get us with. So let's see if we can maybe get a shell into that Conqueror. There we go, 384 damage right into the turret. Now, I'm not sure which gun that Conqueror is carrying, but I don't think it is the top gun. So we're going to back up here and see if we can get a shell into him. I got to be very careful, of course, because I don't want to play with this Conqueror if he does have the big gun, which it doesn't look like he does. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to try and tap him here. Oh, no, he does have the big gun. I take it back. So that's one pretty nice tap, and it maybe looks like our Vickers will help us out. I'm not 100% sure here. But let's turn our gun depression over to the side. I would love to get a tap into the roof. Yes, there we go, 435 damage. We're actually trading hit points with this guy and coming out on top, which is always a pretty nice thing when you do think about it. So let's pull out here, get a nice tap. Again, there you go, 464 damage. And we are doing very, very healthy on the damage train right now. We're going to be finishing you off right about now, and thank you very much for your hit points. So we're probably not going to be able to carry this battle. You can see they got a lot more HPs than we do currently, And yeah, that's definitely not the best thing going for me. But at the same time, we do have a lot of damage riding on our pallet right now. And this Vicar CR maybe is going to spot for me. I hope he does, but yeah, I got to be very careful. So we are just resetting our camo now, so that means we should easily be able to, tap that VK in the turret or something like that if we are very careful. Let's turn the tank maybe backwards here. I don't know where the enemy WT is. That is, of course, the biggest threat, and this is a way better battle than I thought we were going to get out, to be honest, in this tank. There we go. Enemy WT is spotted. Load an HE shell. There you go. 654 damage. He, of course, does not have the gun I'm carrying. So we did get a lovely tap out into that enemy WT. Let's see if we can get one more. There you go. 550 damage. That guy is already a one-shot for us. And yeah, he's not doing too hot anymore. So VK100 pulling out quite aggressive. But of course, I want to finish off the enemy WT. So let's see if we can do that real quick. I don't think... we're going to take a blind shot. No, he was not spotted. So we're going to pull up here. We can actually really easily pull out this game now, which is kind of surprising when I do think about it. So here we go. Let's see if we can get that enemy WT. There he is, spotted and taken out. So we are now sitting at how much damage? I really want to see 5,402 damage. That is way more than I expected to get out that game. We finished off the full health WT with, of course, the other gun, just to show some disparity here. So we got the Vicar CR, who did get a shell into us, but you know what? Oh, on the move, 509 damage. That is crazy. So there you go. Finished off the first battle with a crazy, crazy victory. I was really not expecting to get this out. So 5,911 damage. This was not scripted, not a replay. This is one of the best games I've ever pulled out with this gun on the WT. So that really did show all of the scenarios where this gun does excel. You saw there that in that game I was able to not only get out 14 connections, and every shell that did hit the enemy penetrated. If you aim correctly, a lot of your shells will connect. We hit that WT 3 times, finishing him off for full health. And yeah, it's just a crazy, crazy tank played in the correct scenarios. Now, of course, with the other gun, we probably could have done the same things, but in my opinion, I think that with this Canonin, we would not, if we had swapped for the other gun, we would not have been able to win, just because with this gun, we couldn't have accurately hit as many shells. I don't think ever we would have hit. Cut the damage into a third, so maybe 10 shells. There's no way we would, not 10, maybe 9. There's no way we would have hit 9 shells in a row like that with the other gun. It's just not possible. So yeah, that was crazy, crazy game. I'm actually almost rooting for the Canonin, but of course, we're going to be pulling out the fun gun now. So let's get 10 shells in here, and I always have the rule of having at least 10 high explosive rounds on all of my 150 millimeters, because of course you never know when you're going to need HE. The nice thing that the Canonin can't really do is, let's say you're in your WT and you've got a tank that you just can't penetrate, a T110E3, using its gun depression on a ridgeline. Well, no problem with the WT's 15 centimeter gun. You just shoot HE and you pretty much take off 300 to even 400 hit points sometimes on some of the heavily armored heavy tanks. Yeah, that was kind of an oxymoron there. But here we go. We are going to be pushing, I'm not really sure where, because they got 1, 2, 3 heavy tanks, but at the same time, they got some pretty mobile tanks. So I'm going to try and push more towards the heavy route. I'm not really 100% sure what I want to do yet, but I'm guessing that the enemy team is also going to be pushing, of course, their heavy tanks heavy route, as it would make sense in the title. Fun fact is we have a way better camouflage rating than the Gorilla 15, which means that we can easily push our tank into a quite aggressive position and actually outspot the Grill. And that's kind of fun, just because I know that, hey, if the Grill pushes into a bush, I'll know exactly where it's going. So I'm going to try and push my tank into a bush that I don't really ever go to, which is right here. The reason I like to do this sometimes is, first of all, if anybody ever likes to cross up here, well, we can line up our reticle and see if they are. Well, I wasn't paying attention, and Droodle's big noob there. I looked away for 1 second and missed my chance, so that was my fault. We're not going to have that happen again. That Super Conqueror really looks like he wants to get us right now, so we're going to turn our tank. Oh, and then we missed the T92 opportunity as well. That kind of sucks. But hey, we did get the Grill. I just wanted to make sure we could tap him without getting hit. So there we go. Nice little tap in there. And I'm not sure why the Grill's pushing so aggressive. That's something I never, ever would suggest to do. But let's put on our adrenaline, and there's 1,000 hit points taken off a Grill. So not sure, again, why that guy's doing that, especially because we've now ruined that Grill's day. But he's still pulling out. Very, very surprising to me. So yeah, I'm just going to drive away. There's no point to fight something that's not worth it anymore with hit points. So we will go over to this side and, maybe deal with the IS-4. Maybe. Let's see if we can get a shell into that IS-4. I would love to do so. Load a heat shell, and yes, again, another beautiful shell into the IS Force turret. That is just what the WT is great at doing with this gun, because it has such a good reload and aiming time. You can hit shells that most tank destroyers can't with a 640 damage shot. So I'm going to be putting my tank right over where this VK-72 is. Maybe the Super Conqueror is going to pull out. Doesn't look like he wants to, though. I'm going to be very careful. Our team is easily going to win this game. And even though I did blow that first shot, I think we'll still easily be coming out in a victory here. So what do we have? We have the Super Conqueror who just fired. So let's see if we can get a nice little butt HE. There you go. 1,200 damage taken right out of that poor Super Conqueror's butt. And how much damage are we already up to? Over 3,000 damage already on the battlefield. So yeah, we're racking out the damage quite easily here. We're just going to give this to IS-4. Nice little love tap. And yeah, I'm not really sure what this guy's going to do, but it's not going to be much. I can say that. So we actually cannot penetrate this IS-4 anywhere with our HE, but that doesn't matter because one more shell there, you're taken out, and all that's left is the T92E1, who I would love to get a wonderful tap into. So let's try and do that. Here we go. We got that T92 and final shell. There we go. 233 damage. So this was, again, a great game to show the other gun with the WT. 4,401. I think we also had a little bit of a fire there. So maybe about 4,500 damage. So there you go. Both of the games we played were excellent. And in my opinion, I think that both of the guns are great. So I would suggest, if you're grinding this tank and you don't want to go for the gun over here, it's just extra XP, you're thinking, you know what, I don't want to grind it, then I'd say stick with the Cannonen, because as you saw, but as you saw, it did work great, and we were able to get out a lot of damage, an amazing amount of damage, in fact. But at the same time, the 15 centimeter, that was a way easier game, you noticed, where I was just easily able to glide heat shells and standard shells right into the enemy tanks, taking off 1,000 hit points. Even when I missed the opportunity to get that first shell in because I was sort of being a muppet there, I was still able to get out a crazy amount of damage, 4,500, and that wasn't in a clutch game where the other one was. So I personally like the 15 centimeter better just because it's a more fun gun, but both of the guns are excellent in their own abilities. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys do like. Let me know, and other than that, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to click that subscribe button down below, but other than that, I'll see you in the next one.